So the topic for the today's class is endotracheal suctioning. So this is a very commonly used procedure. So the healthcare professional or the nurses are doing this procedure, that is the suctioning. So today we will discuss about the suctioning. So what is suctioning and what are the uses, what are the machines we are using for the suctioning. So first of all, the definition of suctioning. So removal of secretions from tracheobronchial tree through an endotracheal tube with the help of mechanical suction device. So this is the definition. And what does it mean? That whatever the secretions are there in the tracheobronchial tree, we are removing with the help of one catheter. So that is with the help of mechanical suction device. So this procedure we will call it as a endotracheal suctioning. So the next is, what are the purposes of this suctioning? So first purpose of this suctioning is maintaining the patent airway by removing the secretions. So patency of air we are maintaining with this endotracheal suctioning. And second purpose of this procedure is prevention of respiratory tract infection from lodgement of secretions. So prevention of obstruction we are doing with the help of this procedure, because already if we are taking out the secretions from the with the help of this mechanical device, so the chances of obstruction of airway is less. Then the what are the articles required for the endotracheal suctioning? So there are two type of suction machines are there. One is portable suction machine and another one is the wall suction unit. So that yellow one is the wall suction unit that is like situated in a one place. So it'll, for example, in ICUs, in the wards, or in the like high critical areas, or in the like selected areas, we will found these type of suction units. But other type of suction unit is, that is the portable suction unit. So portable suction unit is in case emergency or where the wall suction units are not available. In that case we can use the portable suction machine. Then next is, for the endotracheal suctioning, what are the articles required? So articles required a sterile tray, or this if we are doing for a ventilator patient, this procedure is a sterile, and this procedure is a sterile, and a clean tray containing a sterile suction catheter, normal saline or sterile water in a container. Then why we need all these things? Sterile suction catheter is required according to the size of a patient. For example, if a pediatric patient, so for that we are using the small catheter, and if the adult patient, we are using the large catheter. Then the next is normal saline or a sterile water in a container. Why we need? Because we are lubricating this suction catheter with the normal saline, and we are keeping the suction catheter in a normal saline. Then next one is the sterile water is required. Then next one is mask or face shield, because for the safety of the healthcare worker or whosoever is doing the suctioning, for the prevention of any infection from the patient, the mask and face shield is required. Alcohol swab is also required, because cleaning of the knob of that suction tip, not for the that's not for the suction tip. That alcohol swab we are using for the portable suction catheter or the wall suction catheter tip, we are cleaning with the sterile swab. Then the stethoscope we are need, because if you want to check whether the secretions are inside or we have already taken out the secretions. So for that purpose, or to assess the status of the client's lungs, whether the secretions are there or not, for that purpose stethoscope is required. Then next one is a sterile tray. These articles are required. So one is sterile bowl is needed for this. Then next one is another bowl and gauze pieces. Why gauze pieces are needed? Because in between the catheter is lodged with the, from the outside the catheter is lodged with the secretion. So for the wiping out these secretions, and another purpose of this gauze pieces is to clean the face of a patient. Then next is, these are the suction catheter of different size with their color code. So the tip of the connecting tube is having some different color codes. So that color, according to the color code they having the sizes. So if the color code, if the 5 number catheter is, that is gray in color, and this catheter is plain, and thumb control is also that gray color, and fingertip control is also, like you will see the gray color. Then the, if the 6 number catheter is, then the light green color. Then for the 8 number catheter, blue color. Then for the 10 number catheter, that is black color. And for the 12 number catheter is white color. And 14 number catheter is green color. And 16 number catheter is orange color. And 18 number is a red color. And 20 number is a yellow. And 22 color is a violet. And 24 is a light blue. So according to the age and size of a patient, we are using different kinds of catheter. The next is endotracheal suctioning procedure. So assemble the equipments and check the functioning of suction apparatus. So before starting the procedure, we are supposed to check the functioning of the suction unit. Then second one is explain the procedure to the patient on his relatives or his relatives. So if the patient is conscious, we are supposed to explain the procedure to the patient, or if the relatives are there, then we have to explain the procedure to the relatives. If the patient is unconscious or the patient is on ventilator, so for that also we have to explain the procedure to the relatives. Otherwise they are like they are panicked that what they are doing. Then next one is assess the baseline data and respiratory status of a patient. Example is breath sound, ABG value. So if the patient is like low saturation oxygen, so in that case we closely monitor these kind of patients. And in that case we are like holding this procedure for some time, because if we are those patients who are having the low oxygen saturation, and then we are doing the suctioning, so for some amount of time, like those who are on ventilator or those who are on oxygen therapy, so the gap will be there and the patient will be hypooxygenated, like there is scarcity of the oxygen. The next one is the provide semi-Fowler's position to the patient. So before giving this before starting this procedure, semi-Fowler position we are giving to the patient. Then next one is wear the mask and wash the hand properly. So for safety of a healthcare professional or the person who is doing suctioning, wear the mask. You were the shadow. Wear the mask and wash the hand properly. Then next one is open the sterile tray and place the catheter into sterile tray after removing from pack. So open the sterile tray and place the catheter into the sterile tray after removing from that catheter packet. Then next one is the endotracheal suctioning. So for endotracheal suctioning, wear the sterile gloves and use the dominant hand for suctioning. So before starting the procedure, wear the sterile gloves and use the dominant hand for the suctioning. Then and non-dominating hand we are using for the another purpose, for example holding the gauze pieces and cleaning catheter and the normal saline bottle. Then the next one is connect suction catheter from the suction unit with other hand, that is the clean hand, because dominating hand we are using as a sterile hand, and the that other hand we are using as a clean hand. The next one is disconnect the patient from oxygen source, that is ventilator, CPAP and the oxygen device. So before starting this procedure, we are supposed to hyperoxygenate the patient, because there is gap during the suctioning procedure. So for during that time we are taking the oxygen of the patient. So for that purpose, already before the procedure we are supposed to hyperoxygenate the patient. The next is ventilate the patient from ambu bag. Then next is lubricate the catheter with the sterile water or normal saline. Then next one is turn on suction unit with clean hand. Then next one is pinch the catheter and insert the catheter without force until patient cough or as the feeling of resistance take place. Then next is apply the suction by releasing the pinch and withdraw the catheter by gentle rotating movement. So whenever we are inserting the catheter, we are supposed to pinch and no suction should be applied during the insertion time. And after you are feeling the resistance inside the patient's nostrils or the lungs, so after that we are taking out the catheter with the suction when in a rotating motion. The next one is time duration for the suction should not more than say 10 seconds, because it will cause a hypooxygen, like decreasing the amount of oxygen in the patient. Then hyperventilate the patient in between the suction or encourage for deep breath and coughing, so the secretions will be more taken out with the help of suctioning. Then next is rinse the catheter from sterile water until it becomes clear from the secretions. The next one is the repeat the procedure as needed and provide rest between the suction. And when airway becomes clear, connect the oxygen delivery system to the patient. For example, ventilator, CPAP, BiPAP or oxygen device. Suction oral secretion from oropharynx. So if the both the airway passages, mouth and the nose are heavily loaded, so first we are supposed to clean the nose, then after that mouth we are cleaning, because nose is considered as a sterile cavity and mouth is considered as a clean cavity. The next one is when procedure is completed, turn off the suction unit and disconnect the suction tubing from suction catheter. Then next one is remove the gloves and discard the catheter and gloves. Then next one is what we can do after the completion of this procedure. Replace the article, clean ambu bag and mask with alcohol. So all the articles need to be replaced, and or before the replacing we are supposed to clean everything. The next one is wash hands. Then next is provide comfortable position to the patient. Then next one is auscultate the lung area, whether the any improvement in the lung sounds with the suctioning. Then next one is the record the procedure with the time and date, nature of secretion and respiratory sound before and after the patient. So in some the recording is very much important step. So recording the procedure, time and date, and the what kind of secretions we got, respiratory sound what we are hearing after the suctioning, and if any sample is there, for example if any tuberculosis sample we are supposed to send, so that also we can send with the suctioning. Then the endotracheal suctioning special consideration. So amount of negative pressure for the suctioning. So portable suction unit and other one is the wall suction unit. So for adults 8 to 15 mm of Hg pressure we are giving for suctioning, and in wall suction 100 to 120 mm Hg suction pressure we are using. Then for the children's 5 to 8 mm of Hg, and in wall suction 50 to 80 mm of Hg suction pressure we are using for the suctioning. And then infant 3 to 5 mm of Hg, and in wall suction unit 40 to 60 mm of Hg amount of negative pressure for suctioning we are using. Then next one is oropharyngeal suctioning and the nasopharyngeal suctioning. Then what is the definition of this oropharyngeal suctioning and nasopharyngeal suctioning is removal of the suction from the oral cavity or nasal cavity and pharynx through the suction machine is called oropharyngeal suctioning and the nasopharyngeal suctioning. The next one is removal. What are the purposes of oro and nasopharyngeal suctioning? Then first purpose is removing the secretions from the airway. Then next one is facilitating the ventilation. Then third one is obtaining the secretions for diagnostic purpose. Then fourth one is preventing the infection. So for that purpose also we are doing these suctioning. Then as needed in endotracheal suctioning. So articles that we have discussed already is same as the needed in the endotracheal suctioning. Then next one is the procedure. So what is the procedure of oropharyngeal and nasopharyngeal suctioning is assemble the equipment and check the functioning of suction apparatus. Then next one is explain the procedure to the patient or his relatives. Then next one is assess the baseline data and respiratory status of a patient, breath sound, ABG value. The next one is provide semi-fowler's position to the patient and wear the mask and wash the hands properly. All these steps already we have discussed in the previous slides. The next one is the place towel or waterproof pad across the patient chest, because the spillage of secretions are there. So for prevention of that purpose we are spreading the towel and the waterproof pad. Then next is wear the gloves. Then next is connect the suction catheter to suction tubing connected with suction device. Then next one is turn on the suction. Then next is remove oxygen device. Then next is increase catheter to mouth or nasal cavity. Move catheter in cavity until suction are clear, secretions are clear. Then replace the mask or oxygen device. Then rinse the catheter with water until the secretions is cleared with from suction tubing. Then what is the care after the procedure? Evaluate the respiratory status of a patient with the help of stethoscope. Then next one is remove the towel and the gloves. Then next is reposition the client in a comfortable position. Then next is wash and clear the articles used in suction. Then next is replace the articles. Then wash hands and document the procedure, findings and condition of a patient pre and post procedure. So thanks for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and thanks for watching my video.